Hello, my name is Ashley Foya, and this is my presentation for my leadership development course. I will be presenting on the leadership action plan for the organization Alternative Directions Incorporated, which is located in Baltimore City. This organization has been in existence since 1979, a little over 30 years. It's focused on criminal reentry work. The main components of this organization include providing civil legal services, case management, and mentoring for previously incarcerated individuals, as well as members of the families. Um, some great problems um, exist among the leaders of the organization, which include a lack of communication, a lack of resource integration, and also a lack of teamwork. So these three things are directly impacting the level of staff commitment, the progression or the effectiveness of the organization collectively, as well as the effectiveness of the individual programs. There's been no increase in productivity, but more of stagnant, a stagnant playing field, or a decrease in effectiveness. So those things have ultimately led in a decrease in funding, since funders are looking to give into programs and organizations that are increasing in productivity consistently. And they're good programs. They're have exciting missions and they have good causes, but they are producing results. And at this point, with our lack of communication, or lack of resource integration, and lack of teamwork, we are not increasing in productivity. So the goals of this leadership action plan is to, one, increase staff commitment, two, increase organizational effectiveness, and lastly, increase and diversify the funding that is coming in to Alternative Directions. So I've created like a 9-month timeline starting March of this year and ending December of this year. So in March and April, that was the point where I kind of worked as the central guiding team since one had yet to be built, and my goal in increasing the urgency in the problems that I noticed was to kind of point out these problems that staff were talking about, different complaints that staff had, and kind of pulling those out and saying, well, hey, what can we do about it? That's a big problem. We need to do something about it. This is why, this is what it's related to. Just trying to make those connections, having those personal conversations, especially since our office is so small, it's easier to do that. We don't have more than 10 employees. So it's kind of easy to get people ramped up just by word of mouth and personal conversations. And so that's kind of what I did, as well as created events for all the staff to get involved with, including an all staff cleaning, a spring cleaning day, and a potluck, where staff got to work together, got to get to know each other a little bit outside of just doing work in a normal routine, but get outside of our offices and connected to each other. And in addition to that, we had an all staff meeting, which we had been talking about for a really long time. Our executive director had been talking about it, but it just never happened. So we finally put that together, and we were able to all sit down, talk about what's going on in our problems, but in our programs, what issues we're having, what successes we're having, what things we could we need help with and different things like that, as well as using that session to increase the urgency by talking about the lack of funding, by talking about the miscommunication or the lack of communication and how those are affecting us. So moving forward, we'll continue to do those, which would be our way of not letting up throughout this process, and a way of continuing to keeping urgency to push us. So in May, I'm planning to build a guiding team, especially since I'll be going on paternity leave for the entire summer. So I want to make sure that urgency stays there, that people are still ramped up about getting the organization together and organized and on one accord. So we'll get a guiding team together, and then we will also have another event called Fundraising Think Tank, which fundraising is a big part of our organization since we are a nonprofit, and getting everybody involved in that process to see how important it is, to see how it connects to the work that they do will be really important. So that'll be one way to empower everyone for action and showing them that their voice, their opinions, their actions made a difference, and that they are powerful and they have the room and the space and the freedom to get something done and initiated in alternative directions. And then in July, we're going to have a mission slash vision creation process where staff and the board of directors will come together to recreate the mission and to create a vision for the organization that directly connects to what we do. Because that's one of the disconnects and one of the reasons why there's a lack of staff commitment, because the mission is unknown and unclear to the staff, so it's hard for them to rally, or us to rally behind it and push it, and to tell our friends about it, tell our networks about it, because we don't really know what to say. And then in September, we'll continue to create ways for short-term wins through a fundraiser, which is in the works of being planned now. And so that'll be a way for us to say, hey, we've done something, we've accomplished something, and keep people motivated and intrigued. And then we will not let up by continuing with monthly meetings, by tracking the progress of funding and different things that we can track. And then we will make change stick through implementing some of these new concepts that we come up with, some of these new routines and things like that, putting them in the employee handbook, also by anticipating monthly meetings and events, and staying involved, continue to make sure that, or not make sure, but continue to promote the ADI general calendar that was created for one way to get staff on one accord and everybody knows what's going on, what events are going on, and things like that. So I'm excited about this process because it's been going so well thus far, and it's seeming to really put some fire underneath some people, but at the same time, it's seeming to be exciting for the staff to get more involved in the structure and organization of the organization, because now it's like we have some buy-in and some stake in it. I've tilled land, I'm committed to it, or I'm becoming committed to it, and I want to make sure that it succeeds and that the mission is accomplished. So far, this is working out, and that is the week.